Welcome back, guys, to another episode. Today we'll be talking about Hannibal.
A little bit of backstory on Hannibal. He was born of General Hamilcar Barca of Carthage in 247 BCE, raised in the military, and trained from a young age.
His father's nickname was Thunderbolt for his actions in the First Punic War.
His family was aristocratic, meaning he received elite education.
He worked his way up through the ranks and eventually became commander-in-chief at 26.
After Carthage's loss in the First Punic War, his father made him take a blood oath that he would never befriend Rome. This is what fueled his life's ambition to defeat Rome.
Here's some more facts about the Second Punic War. This is how they led 35 elephants, and they used them as tanks, which is kind of crazy, I think.
Yeah, they led them across the Alps. A lot of them fell off the Alps because they're so steep and icy. And the elephants, they're from Africa. Africa's hot and the mountains are cold, so they weren't really used to it or anything.
Hannibal won multiple battles against Rome, including the Battle of Cannae, where he killed tens of thousands in a single day.
Going back to these elephants, the Romans never seen an elephant. Never.
Yeah, they were confused.
Yeah, it's
Didn't know what to do.
super big animal. It
I'd
was
be
super loud.
I'd be confused too, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but they were just huge and it scared them. But eventually the Romans were smart enough to get out the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Battle of Cannae, thousands died in a single day, and Hannibal was outnumbered, but didn't matter in the end. And then in this Punic War, the Second Punic War, the Romans counterattacked and sent Hannibal back into Carthage, ending the war at the Battle of Zama.
Carthage lost its empire and became a minor power after the war.
Yeah, they weren't really a big power after that. Before that, they were one of the main powers, that and Rome and some other empires.
Some wars in the Eastern Mediterranean. Hannibal later went into other places, served kings at war against Rome, such as King Antioch.
Yeah, after after the Second Punic War, he was kind of outcasted out of Carthage, and he just kind of went around trying to see who wants to have a war against Rome so he could help him defeat Rome, but never worked out because King Antioch didn't trust him and decided to ignore his advice, and they didn't even end up going against Rome in war.
Here's some fun facts about Hannibal. He had one blind eye. He often used terrain and weather to his advantage.
Yeah, in war he would often use weather and the terrain, so he could get sneak attacks and stuff on the other side.
He once put torches on the horns of cattle, so made the enemy think he was moving in another direction.
Yeah, he put a whole bunch of fire on the cows and sent them that way, and then he went this way.
It's kind of smart.
Yeah, it's kind of smart. It was at night too.
He was never defeated in Italy for 15 years.
Yeah, he invaded Rome and then just sat in Italy, and Rome couldn't take it back for 15 whole years. It's kind of crazy.
It's a long time, honestly. Roman parents scared their kids by screaming Hannibal's at the gates. It's a way to scare them, I guess.
Kind of shows how ruthless he was, because even the kids were scared of him.
At the end of Hannibal's life, he was exiled from Carthage and became a wanderer, moving city to city.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about.
Yeah.
After he got outcast, he was just trying to find a way to
Get out.
and help against Rome.
Yeah, he also offered his service to many kings in a constant pursuit of Rome, kind of like he did with Antioch.
Yeah, but Roman leaders found out about this, and they pressured all these kings to capture him and send him to Rome, which eventually led to his death because he didn't want to be captured by the Romans. So once the Romans came to get him, he took this poison and killed himself, so he didn't have to go into like a Roman prison, even though he would have been killed anyways. But
Yeah.
that was the end of Hannibal's life.
Thanks for watching. What's up, guys? Today we got a special guest, Hannibal. You wanna introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Hannibal.
I just got some questions about your past, and like first one would be, what inspired your lifelong hatred for Rome?
After we lost the First Punic War, my father, he made me take a blood oath to never befriend Rome.
Dude, that's crazy. Kind of feel bad for you, but do you ever wish for peace instead of war?
No, I hated Rome with all of my heart.
Yeah, I didn't know you felt that kind of way about him. How'd you keep your troops like motivated through like the extreme conditions you went through?
I reminded them of how terrible and ruthless Rome has been to our empire, and that fired them. That put a fire, and that drove them to want to get rid of Rome.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the show.
This is Hannibal signing out.